Hello friends, today we will be discussing something about our web GST software. So once we start talking about GST, every single person was having some apprehensions that whether or not GST is going to be a reality, whether or not it is going to come or it will be deferred. Then people start talking that okay, whether it will be implemented from 1st of July or from 1st of September, still things are pending. But now everybody would agree that government and the GSTN has made its intention pretty clear that GST is going to be a reality by 1st of July. And now we all need to get prepared for this big risk or big opportunity. Risk or opportunity will actually translate due to the preparedness of that particular industry or the professional or the accountants who are working in the indirect taxation departments. So it is not that we would be dealing first time with indirect taxes. So we are already dealing with indirect taxes in form of VAT, service tax, excise. But how this is going to change our lives? Now earlier when we were dealing in VAT or service tax, periodicity was very different. In case of service tax, it was a half yearly obligation. As far as VAT was concerned, in most of the state it was a quarterly obligation, but for few of the cases it was monthly, or even in few cases it was half yearly or annual also. So now it is going to be a totally different ball game, wherein we have to see to it that we have to comply with the GST returns on month-to-month basis. And in case of VAT or service tax, it was a one-time activity that in one go we were filing our sales, purchases and the relevant returns. But now here we need to give the sales purchase on different date. First return will go, that is the sales returns which we call GSTR1, will go on 10th, and then the purchases return by 15th, and then the consolidated return with taxes will go by 20th. So half the month we would be engaged in the process. So we have to restructure how we are dealing with indirect taxes in the present regime and how we will be dealing with indirect taxes in the new regimes. Apart from this, while we are doing the accounting, there are some basic changes which we need to understand, which we have to adapt at the earliest. Otherwise, these can be some pain points in times to come. So let's discuss very basic how we are doing the accounting. Say for example, Tally is a widely used software. So how we record any transaction with VAT, and that is, let's take example. Let's say in voucher, I generally do payments, or I enter the expenses through the journal vouchers. So if for example I am paying a rent in cash, say for it is a rent payment, amount is say 1 lakh rupees, and there is service tax attracted on this at the rate of 15%. It will be 15,000 rupees, and this is how I do a. In case of journal voucher, I will be first debiting the expense and crediting the expenses. But let's see how it is going to be tackled in the new regime. So here I will be saying that okay, I have to first provide the supplier invoice number and the date on which the invoice was raised by the supplier. And I say okay, party name, I select Vijay Sahani, and I say a rent, say 1 lakh rupees, and I say service tax. Obviously it will be GST in the new regime, and probably the rates can be 18% or something like that, and we will be able to save the voucher. So we have entered two vouchers having rent entries in that. But what is the basic difference? The difference is that now in the new regime we have to provide the invoice number and the date of the invoice of the supplier. That is the main linkage to get the ITC credit in the new regime. So you could be saying that okay, this is a very small change, but to make people understand that okay, now the expenses will be routed through purchase voucher is a big change, I think. And then we have to ensure that the accounting software which we are using in the current scenario are they capable enough that okay, now the expenses will be capturing these two additional fields, because to get the ITC this is a must, otherwise you won't be getting the ITC. And say for example that we are not prepared and the month of July has already gone, and then we realize that okay, this is going to happen in the month of August, and then at that point in time to change all the expense vouchers, I think would be very, very difficult. So these are few things which we need to understand. So this was the basic so this was the basic I think I thought that I should share with you. So directly moving towards our own software solution. So let's go back. I say Webtel GST software. So this is the first screen which you will find it here. So here in case of Webtel Electrosoft, say we are having this PAN number, these GST numbers, we are having say multiple GST numbers. So I select Delhi as the regular dealer, and it will prompt me that okay, select the month for which you need to file the return. We select July. So here we have consciously thought that it is not possible that people who have already entered all the values in their accounting software would be redoing it in our software. So we have given this import data from accounting packages. So the first screen is that okay, you are importing from for this particular period, and last date of import was that 20th 4th, and you want to change the packages, you can click and it prompt you that okay, you want to use it from Tally, Busy. These are the widely used packages in the present case scenarios. But we have also given the facility of SAP, BAN, Exapta, etc. These ERP solution. Obviously these are premium solutions which are given by Webtel. So if I don't want to change it, I can close it and I say press the next button, and it will start importing the data. It's prompting me that okay, sales, purchase, debit note, credit note, and expenses. I press the next button. First it will be importing the masters from the accounting package, and thereafter it will start importing the sales. Once it is done, it will be showing me the summary of the sales returns from registered sales to registered persons to unregistered persons, exports, nil rated supplies, set supplies, etc. If I click here, so it will show me party wise detail. If I don't need to move forward, I can press the next button and it will show me the invoice label wise data. If I press save and continue, if there are any errors, it will highlight them in red, or otherwise it will move to purchases. Now as you have seen that now it is importing from purchase register. Once it is through with this, I say next, and it will show me the purchase level wise, invoice level wise data. Once the data is imported, we will take the entire view to the computation page, wherein you will be having detail of all the outward supplies or the sales, or the inward supplies or the purchases. And on the same page you have got the facility of GSTR 1, 2 and 3. For us, these three returns are basically the same. Earlier also we were filing sales and purchases in one go. So because now the only difference is that dates are different, right? So let's see the outward supplies, that is supplies to registered persons, that is local supplies, central supplies, or interstate or intrastate as we say in GST. And then central supplies less than 2,50,000, more than 2,50,000, local supplies, nil-label supplies. At any given point in time, you double click and you will be able to view it party wise, and then you double click, you will be able to view it invoice level wise. Here also, if you right click and say I want to modify it, you will be able to view the detail of that particular invoice. You want to make some minor changes here, you will be able to do it. You don't have to go to the accounting package, but due to internal control processes, if you want to restrict the user that he will not be able to change, that is also possible. So I say I want to close this and escape, and I'm back to the computation. So here in case of nil rated exempted supplies also, there are a few categories which I need to show, that is nil rated supplies, exempted supplies, non-GST outward supplies, that too from a registered person or from an unregistered person, and that too for interstate consumers. You have to show it in this matrix, which we do it automatically for you. And you say escape, and you're back to the computation. There then you will be having the total outward supplies as per accounts. This means that you will be tallying this with your accounting books. I think I have made it very clear, so that there could be scenarios wherein I have to make some advance payments, or I have received some advance payments. So then it will not be reflected in the total outward supplies as per account books. So if there are any advances, how to tackle that, I will show you. Say in the month of June I have received any advance payments. So how I can enter it? This is advance payment. I say AN agencies. A total amount was document number. Then I select the date, and the total amount was say rupees 1 lakh. And this is the HSN code, and I say goods 9%, and I add. You can add many more entries to it, but we save this. And on the computation you will find that 1 lakh rupees and total 18,000 is the liability which is due for the month of June. But now once I move to month of July, there could be a scenario wherein out of that particular advance I have raised few invoices. So again I have imported in the sales, so I would be paying twice on the same amount. So how I can take the effect of the advance tax which I have already paid? I say less effect of advance tax. So I am getting the advance entry here. So I can double click on this. It will be showing all the entries of advance here. If I double click, it will be showing that these are the invoices which are being raised in the month of July. I can select and will change the figures here. But say I'm not saving it because I want to show you some other functionality for advances. Escape, and there is a button of advance auto adjustment. If I click this button, it will automatically adjust the advances. What he has done it here, software has done it here. So automatically on FIFO basis it had adjusted the advances, and below here you will be able to view that opening balance was this amount. These are the advances adjusted in the month of July, and these are the balance amount, that is 51,186, which will be available for adjustment in the subsequent months. So this is a very important functionality which we have built in our software. Then you will be able to get the total taxable value of outward supplies, that is the taxes which we have to pay, and then out of which similarly these are the purchases which we have done for this particular period, and this is the net taxable tax payable amount. If you already paid few taxes or some TDS credit is there in your account, so you will be getting figures here, and otherwise this is the total net tax liability after interest and penalty. You will be getting it here, and if you want to pay some, there is a balance, so here it is balance payment. You double click and you will be taken to the next screen. I say get challan through GST, and whatever amount is lying in your cash ledger, it will be populated automatically, or else you will be able to generate new challans from the screen itself, any IGST, SGST. So I close this and I am back on the screen. I close it and then I will be taken back to the computation. Let's now look through these buttons or the facilities which are available on the computation itself. So SSC info, it will take you to the masters. If you need to make some important changes there, so you can directly go through here, or otherwise at any given point of time, if you click on the print computation button, it will show the computation in the Word format like this. You will be able to view it, print, take the print out, or you can mail it to your subordinate, your boss. Then at any given point of time, you will be able to import the data from the accounts. Say if a few of the entries were left and you want to re-import it, but this facility will be available till the time you have not filed the returns. Once you have filed the return, it won't allow you, it will lock it when it finds that okay, now this acknowledgement is there, because there is no provision of revising the return for that particular month. So then we will lock it automatically. So the next very important functionality would be get GSTR2 from GST. What is going to happen here? I'll just show you. Once you click this, all the vendors who would be filing their returns, all the suppliers, you will be reflected in your GSTR2A. So here you will find a very colorful screen, and there are a few colors which we have displayed down below here. So dark green indicates that okay, these are the match data entries, wherein the GST number of the counterparty, invoice level, invoice date, and the invoice value and the taxes thereon are matched. Then it will be a match, and there would be automatic acceptance flag will go to the GST. Let's see the other. There is another green here, that is match with rounding off or auto intelligence. What does that means? Here we got match with round. It means that okay, 16,500.55, and in our books of account it is 16,500. But we have consciously made a setting here that if there are any paisas, so those can be ignored. But then we have given a facility in the hands of the user. If you go to the settings and say setting masters, it will be showing you that okay, I want exact or the nearest rupee or nearest 10 rupees, nearest 100 or 1000. This is as per the needs of the user. You will be able to take the decision. If I say I want to match it exact and I save this and I re-import the data, you will find that it has the number of mismatches have increased. So I again go back and say change this setting to nearest rupee. I think this is the default setting which we are giving at the moment, and then I re-import it, and now it's showing. There is another facility of auto intelligence. Let's understand this also. Here there are two basic parameters, that is all other fields are matching but date is not matching, or date is matching and all other fields are also matching but invoice level, invoice number is not matching. Let's try and understand this. So GST number is matching, invoice is also matching, but and tax value and taxes are also matching, but by mistake there could be a clerical error that okay, 27 was punched as 2nd of May. So this seems to be same voucher, so I can select it. And another scenario is that here invoice number is 20, in my books of account it is 00020. I think this is also same. And then there can be slash or dashes which were ignored while punching the invoice. So these are also matching. So I can say okay, these are also matching, and I save the record. So it will increase the total number of records. So here to understand that companies having 100 and 1000 of entries, these sort of auto adjustment or auto intelligence or rounding of facilities are not provided, I think it would be very difficult for companies to really comply in time. So we have really worked hard on this module. Then thereafter there could be scenarios where a few of the entries exist in account books but does not exist in GST data. What does that means? Actually, there could be a scenario that people have sold you some material, you have received the material, you received the invoice, but due to any reason they have not filed their return. In those scenarios, you will be having the facility to upload all those invoices. And similarly, there could be another scenario where a few of the invoices exist in GST and data but does not exist in account books. So say for example that material is in transit, or it is in quality check, or any GRN has not been completed by the materials department. So in those cases, there are different options available. You can accept the invoice, or you can say if I accept, the credit will be available for in that particular month itself. But if I say I keep it pending, so it will be a provisional credit. It won't be added to my ITC, but in the subsequent months when I receive that particular material, so automatically it will be knocked off from this list, and you will get the credit at that point in time. So keep pending, you will get it here. And ITC taken the previous tax period, if you have already uploaded the invoice and subsequently you get the same data from GST, and it say that okay, you have already taken credit once, so it will not upload the same at that level. So this was all about how we will be able to tackle this matching of the invoices, and I think this is going to make the life of the users very easy. So once you are through with this GSTR1, any of the invoices uploaded by your counterparties will come in GSTR1, and you will be able to accept or reject there itself. Cash ledger, if you click on this button, once the portal is live, the data will automatically flow in this through our GSP, and then once you are through with this, you will be able to generate your GSTR1 return. So you can save aggregate turnover. First time you have to punch it here, and in the subsequent month, subsequent months and years, it will be taking it automatically. You save the GSTR1 return. You will be able to save wherever you want to save it, and you say okay, file was already there. I say replace the file, and your return is done. Once you click this file GSTR1 return through our GSP, it will automatically push to your chartered accountant, and he can take actions on that, or finally he can upload it, and then at any given point of time you will be able to take the printout. This is very important, that before we file any electronic return, we should make it a habit that we first take the printout and ensure that the data is going correctly. So a few of the times we think that everything is done, but actually data which is going in the return, we don't desire it to go that way. So you will be getting the return the same format prescribed by the department under different tables, that is total sales and amendment details. Thereafter taxable outward supply less than 1 lakh, 2,50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 1,50,000, and so on and so forth. Debit note, credit note, etc. So you can take the printout or mail it. So once you're through with this, you will be able, in the same manner, you will be able to generate GSTR2 and GSTR3 status of uploaded invoices. Any invoices which were not available in 2A and you have uploaded, you will be able to take the printout of all those invoices which you have uploaded. What is the status? You can actually follow with your suppliers that okay, please accept those invoices, or please upload those invoices so that we can get the credit. This is also very important. Mismatch report we have already discussed. Pay taxes, which we have already discussed. Pending issues, there is a facility wherein you will be able to use this as a scrapbook. Any points which we need to remember for future, you can punch it here. If any of the pending issues are there and you have not resolved them, so before you generate the return or take the printout, it will be prompting a message. I will show you like this. If I say this is pending and I save this, and if say I am generating the return GSTR1, so it is prompting me that oh, these are the pending issues. So the idea is that anything should not be left out. So this was all about the filing of the regular returns, that is GSTR1, 2 and 3. So let's move to the other returns as well. I will briefly show you those returns as well. So if I say I go to the masters and business verticals, I say input service distributor. Before I move to the input service distributor, there is another facility wherein you will be able to create ITC distribution master. What does that means? It means there could be few scenarios. My company is rendering, say, exempted services or taxable service, both at the same time. So here we have given a facility where once all the parties are imported, you can select and say, okay, for these particular parties, I will be availing the full ITC on all the invoices, right? For few parties, it is on a fixed percentage basis. Say for example, that particular party, whatever supplies they are making are partly used for personal purposes and partly for the purpose for taxable supplies. So it can be fixed percentage, and then there can be few scenarios wherein which we have discussed, that the company is into supply of, say, taxable supplies and exempted supplies. In that case, it should be as per the proportion of the taxable and exempted supplies. So it is sales turnover wise. So you can at any given point of time say I want to change it. I say okay, full taxable value. I can click and I say fixed percentage. It will prompt you a message that okay, please define the percentage. I says 75 or 74% is allowed, 26% is disallowed. I proceed and automatically it will be. So this is going to reduce the manual effort to a greater extent, and then to imagine that this will be tackled while we are doing the accounting entries, I think that is not possible. So this is now let's move to the ITC return, business vertical, and then I say input service distributor. Once I select this, you will find that the computation has changed drastically. Now here also I will be able to import. I say next and I say continue. So once this is done, it will again show me the invoice level wise data, and I save. And here you will be. Once this is done, there is another facility similar to the ITC distribution master which we have just seen. So here I am having, say, 4 GST numbers. So one is ITC distribution master. So rest 3 are coming here. So I can just select and say for sales wise, this is the percentage how the invoices received under ITC distribution is, or this is the percentage how it is to be done. If I say okay, this is okay, and then when I go to ITC credit distribution, these are the parties from which I have received the invoices. I can say select all, and this particular date I say auto adjustment. Okay, this is the master which should apply, and I say apply, and what is going to happen, I will just show you distribution summary. So automatically it has told me that okay, these are the proportion on which it has automatically distributed. I select and say GST number wise, this is the summary. If I want to see it invoice level wise, this is also available. So this was all about ITC. I think very few of the companies really have to work in this category, but this is a very, very important return which I want to share with you. So once you are through with this, similarly you have got this TDS return. I think people who are already using our TDS software, this is a very, very widely used software. Here also I will be able to select any party, provide the contract number, value, say 10,000, and then invoice number, value, say it is and I say add. I save this. Once I have added, you will be able to add many more entries. You will be able to import also in this case. Then TDS deposit, I select the month. So this voucher was there, I say select, and the value is coming. I select the date, the challan number, and the PSR code, and I save the data. And once I view the report, TDS details, so here you are finding all the challans, deducted details, and challan wise deducted details will be available. You will be getting the button here itself, because we have not shown you the return because it has not been released yet by the department. So this is all about the software. There are many more functionalities which due to the constraint of the time I won't be able to show you right now. But apart from that, once the return is prepared, it will be moving, you will be having the facility, dashboard facility, wherein you will be able to say view the pending returns, returns for approval. If you say this is a demo available there, and if I click this, okay, the GSTR1, if you click here, it will automatically upload, or if you say, it will be showing you the summary like this, view details, next level summary, it will be showing you. And for other supplies, if you want to click, it will be showing you the nil rated accepted supplies. So apart from that, there would be many more features available on your dashboard. You will be able to view your cash ledger, e-filing return status, and apart from that, any demand status for any of the clients, any ITC mismatch. So this is all about the software. We are pretty hopeful, and we expect that you will keep on providing all sort of suggestion to improve the software. So we thank you for a very patient here.